What's up? Hey, I've got this M&P in a package, 8CR13MOV, and supposedly it's got bearings. And so the knife was gifted to me. So I want to get in it. Let's check it out. I mean, it's just been sitting here because it was gifted to me and I haven't done nothing with it. It's kind of like it wouldn't be on my radar necessarily, but I've been looking at it and it's like, you know what, man, just do a quick review on that and then put it in a case with some of your super budget knives. But you know what? It's kind of judgy, isn't it? I mean, just because it's coming in plastic in a cardboard package, it could be hanging up at Walmart, or I don't know if Walmart would carry something like this. This seems like a bit much for Walmart, doesn't it? I mean, these packages, right? Like, man, that'll test you. All right, let's put that to the side. Let's get rid of this little doohickey. It's already open, so let's test that bearing theory. I mean, it's kind of herky-jerky. Yeah, I mean, everything's kind of bound up. Did it say what these scales are? It's aluminum with a coating on it. The blade's centered. There's no way I could spidey flick that. Heck, I could barely bum flick it. There we go. I mean, it's kind of a little stinger. It's got a pocket clip. I mean, the blade's kind of loose. Maybe that's why it's feeling so jerky. But, I mean, it's got bearings, so, hey, I'm going to real quick look and see if we can't, like, make things better in there, because it doesn't feel very nice. T8. Here's, come on, man. T6. Well, and that pocket clip's got to go, so might as well do it first. Ooh. I mean, has that got a mountain of Loctite in it, or opposing T6s? All right, I might be biting off more than I want to chew here. That's a T8. Okay. Listen, man, I'm okay. There we go. Opposing T6s. Yeah, wrong screwdriver. What are we doing? Oh, I see it coming out. It's coming out the other side. I probably should have just took that screw out from the other side. I think it's out. So it's not the knife, it's the disassembler. And then this one's got to go. Yeah, that one come out. There we go. They had Loctite on them. Yeah, come on. There it is. It wasn't too hard. It's my stop pin. Got a captured barrel spacer on either side. Bearings are dry. There is no lube on them. So I'm just going to wipe them a little bit around where they'll run. Just make sure there's not any crud there. And come on, man. That's a captured pin. How about it? Yeah. It is. It's a captured pin. Aluminum scales. It's It's got a steel liner. See that? It's got steel liners on the inside. I mean, I don't know how much the knife cost. I guess I'll look. I'm going to clean these bearings real quick because who knows what's in there. It'll take about a second. But, yeah, I don't know what the knife cost because it came as a free gift that I didn't expect. Somebody just threw it in a box and gifted it on a knife that I bought. And so it's just been sitting here. And, you know, the gesture, man, I mean, thank you. And, I mean, just so we're clear, they didn't know I was the discerning man, you know, the famous, the infamous discerning man. They didn't know who I was. They were just being cool to somebody that bought a knife from them and stuck it in a box. So, yeah. And, I mean, in the end, I'm finding some pretty cool stuff going on here. I mean, not a Sabenza. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to act like a schoolgirl over a free sporting goods store knife. I know what it is. It's that pin. Yeah. That thing only goes on there one way. I think right there. Yep. I think we have lockdown. We have touchdown. And it's got a T8 on the pivot pin. Let's stop there. Let's make sure we're captured here. Like I said, these both have Loctite on them. Oop. Got these metal screws locking down onto that aluminum. Okay, now it's just blade play. Pretty weak detent. Very weak detent. You think that would close better. Yeah. And it's at about 60% on that blade. I think I can get this a little tighter. I mean, that detent is not good. So much so that even on this cheap knife, I got to fix that. It was this side. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be hard to do because now I know how to get in here. But, yeah, I got to fix that, man. It's just too far off to leave it. I mean, even if I gave this knife to somebody, I couldn't give it away with that detent running like that. Because you think the blade's going to come out, and it doesn't, and you double clutch on the opening like that, and now you're cut. All right. Whew, there's a pretty big gap in there. It's all right. I'm going to add to it. There we go. I mean, I added quite a bit because there's like none. Let's get that lined up again. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to count my chickens, but it might have taken us a minute or so. I'm actually really glad to get this off my bench because I get to put it away now, someplace. You know what I mean? And I'm probably most likely definitely going to gift this to somebody. And yeah, so hopefully I have fixed that action to where it's functional. I mean, it still closes about the same. Yeah, so I might not be able to fail it opening it now. It's got enough detent on it. I mean, I think I created a monster. Yeah, I can't open it like that. It's super tight. I might be too tight on the pivot pin. I'm going to say nope, I wasn't. It's just I added a lot to that lock bar. There it goes. You hear that noise it's making? It is making a funky noise, man. Wow. Okay, well, I mean, what's it, sow's ears and silk purses or whatever. I mean, sometimes it's pretty easy to explain free, right? I wonder if it'll cut. All right, here we go. I mean, it's HCR. Look at it. Come on, man. That thing's pretty sharp. I mean, I gotta be careful who I give it to because it'll cut. Yeah. Super thin edge. And it's got a needle for a pointer. I mean, honestly, it's got a confident grip. It's confident. If you stuck this in your hand, I mean, the components, the lockup, I mean, it feels tight. I mean, could you poke something with that? I think you could. Now, could you get it out and deploy it? Yeah. All right. So, what's it called? The M&P, it's actually called the M&P BODYGUARD, y'all. How about it? All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you watching and figure out what to do with this little dinky thing. Take care, y'all. Should I look up about how much? It'll take a second. I mean, there's some lessons to be learned here. So on the Smith & Wesson website, this thing is $36. This is sold for $36 on their website. On Amazon, it's 16 and some change. And so, I mean, I know that pocket clip will run. I mean, I hate to prolong this video, but I mean, they think it's a serious piece. Yeah, it'll get over the thick stuff. And then it'll run to the screws, but because the screws aren't recessed, the thick stuff's going to struggle there. Great grip. So this is jean size material here, and it runs all the way, hides. Yeah, so I'm not going to check back there because that's where I would carry it, and I won't carry this knife ever. If it was the last knife available for me, I'd sharpen a stick with a rock. I mean, honestly, it's running okay. It's making some funky noise because I've got the detent too tight. I'm pretty sure that's part of that. The action's working pretty good. And it is a confident grip, and it is pokey, and it is sharp. All right. M&P BODYGUARD. Aluminum scales that have been rubberized is what they're calling that. And I can feel it. It's really grippy. So there's some rubber thing on top of the aluminum. Steel liners, HCR13MOV steel. $16 on Amazon. Appreciate you watching.